Hey everyone, how's it going? Blue Riser here, and let me just vent my frustrations out for a little bit. This is all this is going to be, just a venting video about Smash Tap to Smash Rising. As we enter our, like, what, 4th or 5th week of, like, dead weeks, it's just not okay. Smash Rising was delayed again back in, what was it, beginning of September or something like that? And so you're like, okay, fine enough, maybe it'll come out end of September. And I even made a meme about it. I said, let me try to find the clip, it's right here, that they'll try to satiate the fans for like a good amount of time. Like every week they drop some new info and they're like, okay, that should help people like feel better about it. Like I feel like it's just not even good enough anymore. We're just getting characters we already know that are going to be in the game. There's no reason we would assume that they would have less characters. And even then, I would just like to see more gameplay instead of characters sitting at the home menu. They've shown us more information too, but there's a reason I don't talk about the news stuff, is because I think if you really cared, you would probably be informed. You know, you would join the Discord, follow the Twitter, look at the subreddit, that kind of stuff. And if you aren't doing that, do it now. It's the best way to get information. At least I believe. You don't really have to watch a 5-minute video to explain something when you can find information, find it out like in less than a minute. But that's my personal preference on finding information. And so I'm left here thinking, when is Rising coming out? It can't be good for the long-time fans. Like, if anything, the newcomers might feel alright about it. If you're new and playing Smash Tap, tell me how you feel about the game in these past few, I'll say 3 to 4 weeks. Have you been enjoying it? Like, when you have new banners come out and new EXs rotating, for new players, it seems like new content coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I'll tell you now, nothing has been added to Smash Tap in a while. The last new character was, the Star Festival characters, I believe. I believe it was those characters. But like, I'm just sitting here thinking, this isn't the best way of doing this right now. Why not just release Smash Rising, or at least tell us about the information when it was about to drop? And now I understand, their development team isn't probably big. It doesn't seem like it has a big development team either when you look at like the outcome or results of what Smash Rising looks like, and like what we were given when we were dealing with Smash Tap anyway. So it doesn't seem like it was a really big development team. And so yeah, I can believe that while they were getting Rising ready, they couldn't work on Smash Tap. They couldn't add many new things to Smash Tap, which is fine enough. I believe that. I guess this is just me venting frustration. There's nothing they could have realistically done, but still, it doesn't mean I can't be frustrated that we've been sitting here for so long, and I can only think that people have probably uninstalled or just completely left the game. 4 dead weeks is a long time for a smartphone game. 2 dead weeks is a pretty long time for a smartphone game. And in the beginning of Smash Tap, we had a bunch of dead weeks, like here and there, and then it started to pick up, and then we kind of just got into the use of events, then EX week, then event week, then EX week, or maybe like Smash, what's that called? Smash Fest week, you know, that kind of stuff. And we fell into that cycle, and so it was really picking up for Smash Tap, especially once we hit like the AFO stuff, right? All for One versus All Might. It really picked back up. But now we're sitting here and there's not too much left for us to do. Again, by no means is this really Bandai's fault. I understand, they're making Rising, they're doing their best. There's a bunch of characters they gotta render over, like what, over 40 or so, 50? A good number of character models they have to create. But I think if anything, they should have waited to tell us about Rising. It was supposed to come out in August to correlate with the movie, but that flopped because of some critical error, which then again still makes me believe there's not a lot of people working on this game. Or at least maybe the team isn't very experienced, one of the two. For as nice as Smash Tap looks, it's not the most polished smartphone game out there. Don't even get me started about polish with Smash Rising. Like, I'm hoping next week is the end of this, maybe around 10/10, because every Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, wherever you live in the world, it's around that time span. That's when we normally have maintenance, and I'm hoping by next one, this is over. All of this waiting, and we're finally into Smash Rising. I want to know what will happen to the fan base, what will happen to the player base once Smash Rising drops, and what has already happened to it, what kind of damage has happened. How many people have just dropped off and say, I'll wait for Rising to come out, but in reality, how many of those people are really realistically going to look? They're like, oh, it's another dead week, well, I'll just go somewhere else, you know? They'll have to wait for a YouTube video or something. Like, again, I'm just venting. I don't like to repeat myself too much, but it's just bridled frustration. I'm not super angry, I'm just a little frustrated that it's been so long and we keep getting dead weeks. Even then, pulling kind of seems pointless, because when we look at the new stuff they've shown us for Smash Rising, they're going to add a whole batch of new cards. By the way, I don't like how the cards are 3D models. I wish they were still 2D drawn art. If anything, that's one of my biggest gripes. Let's forget the character models, they might get better, I doubt it. 2D art on the cards was one of my favorite things. I loved it. I love seeing all these redrawn imaginations of scenes from the show, but if it's replaced with their 3D models, it doesn't really look that good. Again, I'm a man of understanding apparently. I understand that maybe getting an artist to do the singular job would be a bit hard, but then again, I would assume that it's probably like Bone staff, and a lot of them are pretty good at mimicking art styles since it's an animation crew. But that transfer, that transition I should say, 2D art to 3D art for the scenes just doesn't look that great to me. And some of them are horizontal, which is kind of jarring in a way, because it's like now you got vertical ones and horizontal ones. Whatever, it's not that big of a deal, but still it's just weird. It's a nitpick at best. Like, I just want Rising to drop already. I think a lot of us do, right? That's the sentiment that's pretty much gone around. Rising to come out, that way it can kind of just like put the naysayers, like either they say it sucks and they can leave, and then the people are like I love it and they can stay. But right now, it just being installed services no one. It doesn't service Bandai, because summoning is pretty much pointless since the R factor is going to change your summoning anyway. An All Might card, let's say old school vanilla All Might, who had like 6,000 attack, defense, and attack, probably won't have those stats anymore, since the stats are perceived differently from tap to rising. And we already know this since there's like what, 2 new stat categories in Rising, the AVO and hit, oh, and luck too. So there's 3 new categories. So how do you convert that from Smash Tap to Smash Rising? Sure, you could keep summoning to get like ahead above other people, but who's going to say that Smash Bros characters are even going to be equivalent? Will they be characters that have skills to them? I don't know, because as we know, you can use skills with certain R factor cards. Will Smash Bros characters have R factors on them? Maybe, maybe not. Like, it's kind of now just hitting me that all of our assets are kind of virtually meaningless right now, as we don't have the information of what the conversion is going to be. So I'm sitting here on like what, 500 or almost like 600 hero souls. I'm just waiting for Rising to come out before I can do like a big pull. I'm just frustrated. It hasn't come out yet. It's just an app that's sitting on my phone and it's taking up so much space. I can understand people uninstalling the game just because of that reason. It's just sitting there. It's the same reason I had to move Bleach Brave Souls to a dummy phone, because it took like what, 3 gigs, and I wasn't really playing it. The fact is that it was big in space. And Smash Tap is also big in space. And then I needed to clear up space for Rising's update too. Who knows how big that is going to be. And as I've said before, I just want a definite release date from Namco, Bandai Namco, Bandai Namco, Bamco. Like, anything is fine by me. Just tell us when it's coming out. Like they said, autumn. So we still have realistically 2 more months. If it comes out by the end of November, I'm going to be utterly pissed. I'll be beyond the I understand. I'll be like, what the hell have you guys been doing this whole time? I'm really hoping within the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to be one of those people who say it has to be next week. It has to be next week, because at this point we've been saying that for 4 weeks and nothing has changed.